Hello guys, welcome back to another Disney Pixar Cars Diecast review, and today we're reviewing Phil Tankson, the stock car for Cars 3 for Nitroade. Now I got this guy off Vinted around earlier this year. As you know, I am being very awful with my review schedule lately, but you know, better late than never. So yeah, this was one of the scores I got off Vinted not too long after my birthday. And yeah, this was one of the last Cars 3 stock cars, at least from the singles. You know, I think there's still a long way to go that I needed, like the ones that were released in 2017 as a single. I got Ernie and Darren and all them lot late 2024, 2025, I think, for like Ernie and that, Ralph Carlo and all that. And Phil was one of the last ones that I needed. And yeah, I got him now, and yeah. So yeah, here he is. So we are going to be, reviewing him. So, Phil Tankson, as you know, or may not know, appeared in Cars 3 in the opening race. He was just a background character, did not speak. He was eventually replaced by Tim Treadless, the next-gen racer for Nitroade. In terms of his releases, he was released as a single in the Cars 3 diecast line near the end, I think. I think he got a release with a collector's card, if I recall correctly, but don't quote me on that. Actually, no, he was released with a collector's card. But it hasn't been released since then. I think he got like an XRS Mud Racer release in like 2020, but beyond that, I don't think he really was released that much. A lot of the Cars 3 stock cars, they just pumped out near the beginning of like 2017 and all that, and like through most of 2017 and 2018, and they got them all done, and then they haven't touched a lot of them again, which is really weird. A few of them got multi-pack re-releases, but other ones they haven't like touched in ages. Like Ralph Carlo, the Cars 3 Ralph Carlo was never re-released. Even ones like Danny Swerbeth, I think he got a few multi-pack. He was in the George Newman 5-pack. But he hasn't been released since then. It's really weird. But he's an next-gen, no. The next-gens that they re-release seem to be like the same ones, like Rich Mixon, Eric Breaker, a few others. They've started broadening out, I think, a bit more recently. They've re-released the Richie Gunsit and Barry DePedal and Aaron Clocker. More so but they're more so resembling their Thailand variants rather than the original China ones, which is to be expected with the new China stuff. If you've seen my other reviews on like Speedy Comet and Transforming Lightning McQueen, but yeah. So let's get into the diecast itself. Phil has a very smiley expression, alongside a white trim on the sides. He has a grill and some headlights. On the hood, you've got Nitroade High Energy Drink, like your text here. Got these really nice silver rims. I think Red Mika has them as well, but a lot of them don't. A lot of these stock cars, you know, they just have plain black rims, so it's really interesting that some of them have like these interesting silver rims. Really does help the design a bit. On the side, you've got the contingency sponsors, which read Piston, Cut, Lightning, Revolting, RPM, Nitroade, Octane Gain, and Clutch Aid. Indicator for where the pit crew are to pick him up. 28 there on the side with the flame design that goes around the side there. On the hood, you've got the not the hood, the roof. You got the 28 logo, which has like a light orange that fades into a darker orange. If we go to the back with the Nitroade High Energy Drink logo, same thing on this side as on that side. On the back, you got Nitroade High Energy Drink. Hold on, let me get my camera to focus. Logo and just High Energy Drink there, alongside the exhaust pipes and the camera. Here is the base, and yeah, really like Phil. He isn't like too different from Aiken Axler here, the original Nitroade racer, but I feel like he expands on him in ways that are really interesting, that make him like him a bit more than Aiken Axler. I've had Aiken Axler. This is my original one from like that I've had for years. He's definitely been like one of my favourite Piston Cup races. Mine's a misprint actually. It's got like this weird thing on this tyre. It's really weird. I've had him for years. But yeah, really interesting. Let's compare them actually. I really like how they expanded the white part of the design. It could be just because mine is a bit damaged, but the white, I think, is a bit more prominent here. The sides are quite similar too, but again, the fading into like a more darker red is quite cool, rather than just plain orange. I do prefer the back on Aiken here. I think this flame design is a bit more cooler there. Feels cool as well, but it's just the Nitroade logo kind of thing. I really like the sides on Phil. Now let's compare him to Tim Treadless, the next gen racer. They definitely changed the design quite a bit, but still kept like a lot of things similar. 28 flame, orange and white. We haven't had an accurate Tim Treadless yet. He's supposed to like be more like orangey near the front, but it's like this like metallic black. Which is really a shame, because I think that the actual Tim Treadless design is really cool. And the orange is supposed to be like more crimson red, metallic-y a bit. Kind of like the metallic Tim Treadless, but more so, I would love to see an accurate re-release of Tim Treadless someday. I think they released them from Thailand not too long ago, but it's pretty much the same as the Thailand release from 2020, I believe. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that'll be all for this review. See you guys next time. Bye now.